Hey everyone, and welcome back to our IFA 2017 coverage. There's loads of great stuff at the show, loads of new announcements, but what about some of the slightly more niche stuff that's really cool in its own right that you may not have heard about? Well, this is the video for you. In fact, we're at the show. In you go. Go on, find out for yourself. So we're going to start our journey at the Samsung booth, where we've got this absolutely huge behemoth of a monitor, 49 inches across. It's essentially like having two 1080p panels right next to each other. And if you want to do gaming, then this is going to be one of the most immersive ways of doing it. And unlike what Philips are doing on theirs, this one's all geared towards gaming. And hopefully, if you are a gamer and you want the most immersive, ultra-wide monitor, well, this is sort of it. So we couldn't talk coolest tech at IFA without actually looking at something in the refrigerator department. And I know what you're thinking, pretty boring. However, this is a smart fridge that's got a massive display on the front, and you can talk to it, so you can use your voice. And obviously you can get applications and things that are going to take advantage of this. So if you want to do cooking, you don't need a tablet. That's going to then get messy. You've just got one big screen here. Simply, it's running Android, so simply grab up the internet application, Jamie Oliver or whatever you want to choose when it comes to recipe choices, and then you just simply follow the recipe. Whether this is actually something I'd recommend to people, probably not. However, it is actually quite cool. Now, making our way down to the Sharp booth, monitor fans of the channel will definitely appreciate this. It is only a prototype, but if I say the words 120 Hz and 8K in the same sentence, it's this. It's absolutely insane. You can get your face right up to the screen, you cannot see a single pixel, but it's native 120 Hz refresh rates. Obviously, we don't really have anything that we have to drive it, and if you look at the back of the unit, it's definitely looking a little bit 22nd century in the terms of there's a ridiculous amount of cables there, but this is the future, and I know a lot of monitor fans really can't wait for something like this to actually hit the market. Now, over here at the Acer booth, there's proof that luxury doesn't have to be ridiculously expensive, because we've got this all-in-one here. It's going to cost $999, 999 euros, or at least that's what it's going to start from, but it's an all-in-one desktop computer that's ridiculously thin, is very attractive, and has a wireless Qi charger in the base. So for people that want something in a sort of iMac style, maybe don't want to spend as much money, or of course someone that just wants to run Windows, then this all-in-one is actually something you should strongly consider, although it will not be coming out to at least the end of the year, unless you're in North America, when it will sadly be 2018. Now, moving over to the Western Digital and the SanDisk booth, I think it would be pretty impossible not to mention SanDisk's brand new micro SD card that you can probably just about make out, because this thing is 400 gigabytes. That's right, 400 gigabytes on something that is genuinely smaller than my thumbnail. Absolutely crazy. So you can use this in any form of mobile device that takes it, so it could be drone, could be phones, and if you're recording 4K video, you are not really going to need to worry about having storage, because 400 gigabytes and something that is this small, that's crazy. Now, moving over to the LG booth, they've got plenty of cool products. We've already checked out the LG V30, that will be available in a separate video. They've got some gaming monitors that have actually got RGB on the back in a way that doesn't suck. But the thing that's grabbing everyone's attention is this absolutely huge thing behind me. It's an LG OLED TV curved tunnel where, because OLED goes completely black, they used to have these sort of planetary space universe-like scenes, and it looks absolutely incredible. I've not seen more people taking pictures of anything other than this. It's just, LG really do know how to put on a show. Now, moving over to the Panasonic and the Technics booth, we've got something that's perhaps a little bit unusual on this channel, because they've got a turntable or vinyl record player. Why is that so cool, would you say? Well, because it costs $15,000. 15,000, that might even be euros. Either way, ridiculous amount of money for what is essentially reference class, sure, but can $15,000 or euros really be worth it for a turntable? I certainly won't be finding out, because it's not something I'll be investing in, but it definitely ends up in the cool section. We've got this, a transparent OLED display. You guessed it, an OLED display that you can see straight through. And it's pretty impressive. You can see straight through it. And you might be thinking, what's the point of that? you're not ever going to use that on a TV, to which you'd be correct, but it's going to be very useful if you are wanting to sort of do signage in professional displays or maybe in shops. You can essentially look through the display and then see maybe like additional clothes, coats, anything like that on you through the display. And actually that is definitely quite an interesting thing, and dare I say it, is rather cool. Now moving over to our final thing on the coolest, there are plenty of people around. This is a Tesla Model X, which is very cool in its own right, but it's the way it's charging that really piqued my interest, and something that could be very important as we sort of go around to the future. Now, as we try and get in a little bit closer, there's people everywhere. It's very difficult to film, but there's a Streetlight here, and what they've done is that they've converted the Streetlight into an electric charging point. And they say they can do this for around about 500 euros, and it's going to have some other benefits as well. We're going to have things like being able to see on your car exactly where the spaces are. But as we move towards a more electric future, having something like this is going to be incredibly easy and efficient, and is essentially going to mean that we're no longer really going to need to worry about charging up our car. And that pretty much completes our IFA coverage. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been interesting. I hope you agree with me that these things are very cool. Let me know down in the comments section below what you have to say, whether you liked it, whether you didn't. Any questions as well, of course, leave them down below. Subscribe for more IFA coverage. Find more up in the top right-hand corner, and I'll see you next time.